All right, so let's have a little bit of a real conversation. And it kind of comes from these speakers behind me. And I've always been the guy, I've gone to audio shows, I've gone to Exponent a handful of times. I've been to Pacific Audio Fest, getting ready to go to Capital Audio Fest. Been to a lot of different people's homes and, different hi-fi shops and etc. Every time I've ever gone to a hi-fi show and heard a set of Bowers and Wilkins speakers, I've never liked them, not one time, not even once. Even the flagships, the smaller towers, 7 Series, 6 Series. I actually had a pair of 2007 603 S2s, the last year that they were made in England, and I loved those speakers. They were warm, they were rich, they were musical, they were a nice speaker. And I've always heard people talk about Bowers and Wilkins. Oh, I don't like that sound. It's too brittle, it's too bright, it's too forward, it's too edgy, it's too clean, it's too extended, it's too sharp, it's got too much attack, it's too aggressive. And I really agreed. I really fell into that camp for a lot of years based on those experiences I had at the audio shows in some different places. Well, recently we got a friend of ours sent us over the 704 Series 2. And I immediately shared within our Discord, these speakers and here's what we got and check these things out and posted some clips. And I think at the time we had them paired with the Soul Note A2, the Atoll SDA200 integrated, and everybody instantly was like, oh man, that's pretty bright. I don't like those speakers. I don't like those speakers. I've never liked B&W, etc., etc. And so I got to thinking yeah, I'm sitting here and they are a little bit bright. They are a little bit forward, but they're not gritty. They're not glare. There's no glare to them. If your system has glare in it, then it will definitely have glare to it because the Bowers and Wilkins tweeter tells no lies. And it is extended. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's not a forward of neutral speaker and they don't make that tweeter shine and those upper mids shine, because they do. What I'm saying is once I put something like the Pass Labs Integrated 60 with the Bowers and Wilkins 704, the B&W 704 Series 2s, instant musical bliss. I am so in love with these speakers right now. You guys can't even imagine my enthusiasm for sitting here and listening to this music. It is all just a matter of pairing. And I don't know what these guys do at these audio shows, whether they think the rooms need to be overpowered with that upper frequency treble extension or whatever it is. But I see it time and time again. And for that reason, I've never liked B&Ws. I've heard these speakers in other places and shows, and I've never really liked them. And this is why I talk a lot about in our Discord about synergy and the pairing of gear. Most of you, and this isn't a bash on anybody, most of you are going to hear this speaker in one place or hear a component in one place, and you're going to make a judgment on that thing, as I have and as I do. We all do that. But when you have an advantage, like some of us do in this reviewer space, we get all this gear and stuff in, so we do have an advantage here. When I have all of these tools at my disposal and you start to look at these things as tools to do a certain job, it's not a good or a bad thing. It really comes down to, did you use the right tool for the right job? And that's the perspective that we should all be looking at this thing. It shouldn't be, oh, I don't like the Bowers and Wilkins sound. Well, maybe you didn't like it in that configuration, but I guarantee you, if you find the right pairing and the right synergy, you put something like the Pass Labs on there that is a little warmer, a little bit more refined, but still has an amazing amount of micro detail. You're gonna find a spot where things start to synergize, and you got to put the right cables. Like I had my AfAudio silver stuff on here. I had a bunch of my high-end, more forward extended stuff that I use with my tube amplifiers and say my open baffles. you know, I had to gear that down. I had to go to a different power cable. I had to drop in a different XLR. I had to go back to some Mogami stuff. You know, we went to some different speaker cables. And so we started to kind of mess around with it. And pretty soon, using the right tools for the right job, this system just locked in, man. And these B&W speakers are absolutely spectacular. Some of the best sound that I've ever heard. So just think about that when you're messing around with stuff and making judgments on things, you know, as we work through this stuff together and kind of have fun with this gear. Let's not be so quick to judge, generalize, put things in camps. Yes, the B&W has a sound. The Bowers & Wilkins has a sound. It definitely does a certain thing. And if not paired properly, it can get out of control really, really quick. So when you get a speaker like that or a piece of gear like that, just know that it's a tool. It's intended to do a certain job, and it's intended to be paired, you know, in a certain way, and kind of, you know, it gives you a lot of room. I mean, another thing, it's hard to make a speaker more extended and more detailed. It's hard to make a speaker draw out those micro details upon micro details, you know, where you start getting this layering and three-dimensionality within the micro detail. It's hard to do that. So if you have a speaker that can, like the Bowers & Wilkins, it's easy to bring that stuff back, right? It's easy to take that and, you know, put some copper in it and, you know, make some adjustments and use a different DAC or use a different streamer, or think about, you know, a Burr Brown DAC instead of you know, something else or whatever. Maybe you want, you know, I don't know, but you can always bring those things back. It's hard to push them forward. So, absolutely fantastic. B&W 705 S2s, highly recommend. You can find them used. These are an amazing, amazing speaker. And you just got to have the gear and pair it properly. So, and the other thing that I want you guys to think about too, you know, when we talk about like Pass Labs, the integrated 60 and stuff like that, it is warmer. But when you get into that high end of gear, you don't lose any of those micro details. It's almost more micro detail than like even like Class D or something like that, because the quality of the gear and the components and the network is just so amazing. Now my phone's ringing. Anyway, yeah, think about it. Talk to you later.